Hello. So, you know what? I was having this feeling of overwhelm and the feeling of being unsettled. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that because I think that our ego wants to escape that. At least, definitely mine does. I just moved into a new home, and the last week or so, I just had this overwhelming feeling of being unsettled, that I wasn't settled in. And there are all these things that I need to do, right? Like I needed to get furniture and appliances, and um, I needed to put knobs on the cabinets, and there's just all these things to do, right? And I noticed the feeling of overwhelm, and I also noticed the feeling of being unsettled, feeling unsettled in my body. And typically the ego's response is to go do things, right? I've always had this thing where if I feel like there's something hanging over my head, I got to go do it in order to feel better, right? This time I decided to do something different, which was to sit with the feeling of overwhelm and to sit with the feeling of being unsettled. Like, what does that feel like to just sit in it? Again, the ego wants to take us away from that and go do things and be busy. And the illusion is that once I go do all these things and fix these things and finish these things, I'll feel better. And it really is an illusion. And so I sat with that feeling of overwhelm and the feeling of feeling unsettled. And sometimes sitting with something isn't always what it seems like. Like it's not always about like, oh, I have to have a quiet place to sit and reflect and meditate and journal. It doesn't always mean that. What it does mean is that you can be with the feeling throughout your day. You can be doing your work. I could be doing this video and actually have the feeling of being unsettled, just being with it and recognizing it. And I think that most of the time it's the problem with it. The problem that happens with most people is that we want to push it aside. I know I have wanted to push it away, not pretend it's not there. And really, what most of the battle is accepting that it's there. Because when we accept that it's there and we love that it's there, it will start to move through us. And then what it does is it starts to reveal things. Started to reveal things. So for me, it revealed fear. It revealed this big amount, massive amount of fear that I had about living in a new place and what's going to happen next. And then I sat with that part of it. I sat with the fear of that. And then what was on the other side of that was like, I'm in a whole nother reality because for every direction that I was on before, I was in the path of being broke and not making enough money to even pay my bills and filing for bankruptcy and having a horrible credit score. And for every, that was my reality before. And now I'm in this new reality. And the new reality is a high credit score that I'm really proud of, a beautiful new home that I never thought would have been possible even 2 years ago. And so my ego was like, well, wait a minute, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve this. And it's getting scared. And so recognize those times where you're feeling overwhelmed and out of sorts or uncomfortable, whatever that is for you, overwhelmed, unsettled. Unsettled was a really big word for me last week. And allow yourself to sit with that, whatever that looks like for you. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to go, "Ooh." You don't need to do that. You just need to recognize that it's there and love and accept it. All right, cool. Till next time. Also, if you have any questions about, if you have anything that you would like me to talk about, if there's anything interesting to you, that you have questions about, please feel free to put them in the comments and like the videos. Follow my videos. I'd love to support you in where you're at in your journey. Thanks. Much love.